Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I just want to be the best in basketball, so I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me, so I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then, too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier, too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with Gym Rat's basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the Edge program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Yo, what's going on? It's Antoine Taylor with Matrix QB. I'm so excited to announce our new book, The Quarterback Tool Shed, strictly designed to help you slow the game down so that you can speed up. Whether you're a parent, a coach, or a player, it's jam-packed with information. We're going to help you slow the game down by giving you a mental processor so that you can speed up. This resource has all the things you need, from reading the defense, passing mechanics, pre-snap filters, coverage ID, and much, much more. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see you on the inside.
How can we help you see today? At A&J Optical, we offer frames for the entire family: Nike, MCM, Timberland, Victoria's Secret, Tom Ford, Clear Eye View, Ray-Ban, Guess, and our own A&J Optical line. We accept most insurance: Davis Vision, iMed, Anthem, United Health, Medicare, and Medicaid. We are located at 3629 North Clinton Street, right next door to Wood and Nickel.
A&J Optical.
Gentlemen, remove your caps. We'll have a moment of silence in recognition of those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for us to celebrate the freedoms that we have. And that will be followed by the playing of the national anthem. Thank you.
And, of course, we do wish a happy Memorial Day to you and yours as we welcome you to Forest Glen Park here in Huntington, Indiana for this sectional championship baseball game between the Homestead Spartans and the Southside Archers. I'm Thad Goff bringing the broadcast. We'll have dueling cameramen today, Cordell Humbarger and Josh Butts trading off today. Well, Homestead comes into this game at 17-9, fresh off of victories against Huntington North and Columbia City, two of the better teams in the Northeast 8 Conference, a very competitive Northeast 8 Conference. And Homestead was able to beat both of them. They were able to shut both of them out. The guy on the mound for Homestead today in game number 1, actually the only game, the championship game today, is Mason Weaver. He shut out Columbia City back on Wednesday. 16 strikeouts, complete game shutout, only 1 hit surrendered. It was an infield hit. James Betts was the one who got the hit, but he was taken off the base paths on a double play. That's about as close as you can get to a perfect game without throwing a no-hitter. But nonetheless, an incredible performance for Mason Weaver. Now, here's what the batting order is for Homestead. Aiden Hapner will lead things off. He's a starting shortstop today. Starting third baseman Drew Pancake bats second. He'll be followed by the catcher Jackson McGinnis. Right fielder Theo Pancake, Drew's older brother, bats fourth. Batting fifth is the first baseman Evan Harrell. Evan Harrell is the starting pitcher. His brother Kaysen Harrell is the starting first baseman. He will bat sixth. Batting seventh is Cody Jenkins, who starts in left field. Batting eighth is Dalen Harris, the DH. He's hitting in the spot that would be occupied by David Sandoval. Sandoval starting at second base today, not in the batting order, though. And Jaden Yoder, the center fielder, bats ninth. Homestead's defense looks a little bit something like this. Brady Minnick starts at first base. Caleb Bradford starts at second. Luke Neiswanger starts at shortstop. And starting at third base is Alex Graber. We'll get to the outfield here in just a moment as Mason Weaver is set to deliver to Aiden Hapner. And he takes that one down and away for ball one. Now, Mason Weaver was throwing some heat back on Wednesday night when the Spartans beat the Eagles of Columbia City. That one is lined into right field. Drifting back is Justin Goskowicz, but he makes the catch. Well, now we'll finish out the rest of the Homestead defense. Luke Rhea is the starting left fielder. Jake Goody starts in center field. And Justin Goskowicz, who just made that catch in right, is the starter out there. Starting catcher is Bryce Yoder. Swing and a miss. That's Drew Pancake at the plate. Now, these two teams have played in 2 sectional championships in the last decade, 2018 and 2019. Southside won both of those. Though Homestead had the better record going into both of those games, it was Southside who came away with the win in the end. 4-0 was the final of the 2019 game. Ryan Dellinger was Southside's head coach. We'll swing and a miss there by Pancake. And if you're wondering where Ryan Dellinger is right now, well, he's gone down to Florida. He and his wife had some job opportunities come up down there, and they have gone south. Swing and a miss. Mason Weaver with his first strikeout of the ball game. He's coming off a game where he struck out 16 against Columbia City as Jackson McGinnis will stand in. That Columbia City team does have some good hitters. They finished at 19-8. Their conference record was middle of the road, but that 19-8 overall record has shown just how far they've come under head coach Rob Bell. McGinnis takes one on the corner for a strike. The 2018 score was 6-4, with Southside beating Homestead that year. Southside finished that year at 14-13. That's including their run into the postseason. Bounding ball, will it stay fair? It does. Scooped up by Weaver, and he'll get the putout. 1-2-3 go the Archers here in the top of the first. And with that, we will keep it right here, and we'll get in a few words from our sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do so often here on SummitCitySports.com. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Kelly Automotive Group celebrates their 70th year in business. Shop all 14 of their brands at drivekelly.com. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you to find the perfect tire for your vehicle, including including brakes, wheel alignments, and engine diagnostics, and more. You are invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it's game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, we'll give you a look at the batting order for Homestead. Caleb Bradford, the second baseman, is the leadoff hitter. He'll be followed by the third baseman, Alex Graber, who has had some really good hits in this tournament. Catcher Bryce Yoder bats third. He'll be followed by the DH Logan Tuttle. Center fielder Jake Goody bats fifth. First baseman Brady Minnick bats sixth. Mason Weaver is in the batting order today. He's had all of one at bat this tournament. He will bat seventh today. Justin Goskowitz, the right fielder, bats eighth. And Luke Rhea, a pretty good sophomore hitter for these Spartans, who's not played at all in this tournament, will start today in left field, and he bats ninth. Look at the infield for Southside. Kaysen Harrell starts at first base. David Sandoval starts at second. Aiden Hapner starts at short today, and Drew Pancake starts at third base. We'll give you the outfield for Southside in a little bit as Caleb Bradford steps into the batter's box. The first five hitters for Homestead, they trade off between lefties and righties. As Bradford, the lefty, fouls that one off. He'll be followed by the righty Alex Graber, and then the lefty Bryce Yoder, batting third today. Logan Tuttle, who bats fourth, is right-handed, and Jake Goody, who bats fifth, is left-handed. Now, Goody will be followed by a lefty in Brady Minnick. That hit him. Bradford's aboard after being hit by the pitch. Now, Southside is coming off a game where Aiden Hapner threw a no-hitter, a 6-inning no-hitter against Wayne. But right now, Evan Harrell having to face a dangerous hitter, Alex Graber, who drove in the Spartans' only run on Saturday against Huntington North, and who also tripled against Columbia City. Now, he was left stranded on the base paths after that hit, but he has shown that he can drive the ball. This Homestead team has a lot of guys who can drive the ball. Just a little high. 2-0 the count on Graber. Alex is the younger brother of Sydney Graber, the former Homestead girls basketball star, was part of that sectional championship team back in 2020. Team that, as I recall, lost only 2 games. Oh, Bradford didn't get back in time. They called him safe. He stumbled his way back to the bag. Well, that's worth another look. Will Corson Carr is out to argue, and I'm pretty sure he's got a good argument. Another look at this. Umpire's going to discuss. I don't see how he got back to the bag. They'll change the call. He's out. As Bradford is picked off. So that takes the leadoff man off the bases, and now Alex Graber looks at a 2-0 count. That's called a strike, 2-1. That's down and away, 3-1 to Graber. That's in the opposite batter's box, ball 4. And that will send Bryce Yoder to the plate. Now, Evan Harrell comes into this game with a 5.59 ERA. His record is 1-4. He's got 34 strikeouts. That's the second highest total on this Southside team behind Aiden Hapner. Now, he's only on 1 day's rest. He pitched 6 innings back on Saturday. That's all Southside needed to put away Wayne. Yoder takes one on the corner for a called strike. Only had 1 swing from Homestead so far. That was Caleb Bradford who fouled one off right before he got hit by the pitch. It's worth noting that infield is artificial turf here at Huntington. The outfield, however, that is genuine grass. 1-2 the count as that one misses upstairs to Yoder. Now that grass and turf combination is pretty common around the Crossroads League. At least it's common enough that at least 3 teams have it. Indiana Wesleyan has it. Taylor has it. As Graber gets back in. Caleb Bradford's already been picked off today. Updated. It's a 1-1 count. Make it 2-1 after that pitch. Yoder batting .240. He does have 11 RBIs this year. Takes that one on the corner for a called strike. 2-2. Yoder awaits the 2-2. Graber takes off. High pitch. Graber to second. It's close. Got him. 2 Homestead runners have been erased off the bases. That time by Jackson McGinnis as he catches Graber steal, and it looked like Graber might have even gotten off the bag. That's inside, ball 4 to Bryce Yoder. The Homestead keeps putting guys on, but they've had 2 runners erased off the paths already as Logan Tuttle will step to the plate. We're going to get a courtesy runner here. I believe it looks like 9, Brett Fox. Fox served as a courtesy runner on Saturday against Huntington North for Homestead. Now, Logan Tuttle had an inside-the-park home run against Columbia City back on Wednesday night. Doesn't have a runner in scoring position here. However, he's shown the ability to drive the ball to the opposite field. I'm not sure if he's thinking get him in all the way from first, but he's definitely looking to keep this inning going. And he tipped it foul off of McGinnis' chest protector. The winner of this game is scheduled to take on the winner of the Carroll sectional. We found out earlier today that winner was DeKalb, knocking off Snyder. DeKalb's had a pretty good season. I believe that win today puts them at 21-10 overall. That is a competitive Northeast 8 conference. There goes the runner. Fox is going to be in easily. McGinnis couldn't hold on to the ball. The pitch was a strike. That was a Snyder team, by the way, that was co-champions of the SAC, same conference that Southside is a part of. Fox, is he going to take off for third? Tuttle got a piece of that one. And for Southside, it's probably just as well, because if Tuttle doesn't get a piece of that one, he's off to first. McGinnis will have a little word with Evan Harrell. He's trying to keep Homestead from cashing in with a runner in scoring position. Homestead has actually struggled for the most part in this tournament with runners in scoring position. They beat Columbia City 5-0 on Wednesday. Only 2 of those runs featured runners in scoring position. Alex Graber did cash in with a runner at second on Saturday against Huntington North. That was Homestead's only run of that game. Looking for the pickoff. That's off of Fox. It remains an 0-2 count on Logan Tuttle. Swing and a miss. Harrell gets the strikeout. And we'll go to the second inning scoreless. You're watching the Huntington Sectional Championship on SummitCitySports.com and on IHSAATV.org.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAFoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
To the second inning we go. No score so far. 1-2-3 inning for Mason Weaver in the top of the first. Homestead had 2 hitters walk. Caleb Bradford got hit by a pitch, but Bradford and Graber were both taken off the base paths. Bradford was picked off at first, and Graber was caught stealing. Inning ended with a strikeout to Logan Tuttle. Theo Pancake will lead things off. He had 4 RBIs in Saturday's game against Wayne. That's a ground ball to second. Bradford is there, and a soft toss to first is good for out number 1. That'll send Evan Harrell to the plate. Well, Southside putting the bat on the ball more consistently than Columbia City was back on Wednesday night against Mason Weaver. But that's a first pitch strike to Evan Harrell. Harrell batting .246 on the season. He's got 14 RBIs. That's the second highest total on this Southside team. And he takes that one up and in, ball 1. Just caught the corner. Called strike 3, back-to-back Ks from Weaver. There's his second of the ball game.
Stepping to the plate now is the first baseman, number 20, Kason Harrell.
That'll send Kason Harrell to the plate. Kason's a freshman. Swing and a miss. Kason's batting just .185 on the year. That's in there, 0-2. Weaver can throw some high heat. I only wish we had a radar gun with us, because you especially tell against Columbia City that he was blowing pitches by hitters at high rates of speed. That one might have hit a high rate of speed, but it missed up and away. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks to end the inning for Weaver. We remain scoreless. We'll get another quick word in from our sponsors that allow us to do these games we get to do so often here on SummitCitySports.com. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We are the region's largest integrated sports medicine team, providing athletes specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injuries. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu for more information. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration provides top-notch commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. For more information, visit Sioka Cleaning and Restoration online at siokas.com or call them at 260-483-2112. Well, so far 3 strikeouts in the game for Mason Weaver and Homestead. Southside has surrendered 2 walks and a hit batter, but they've been able to erase 2 runners off the bases. Caleb Bradford was picked off by Evan Harrell. Back in the first inning, Alex Graber was caught stealing by Jackson McGinnis. And Homestead was unable to get any hits, and though they did get a runner into scoring position, he was left stranded. Spartans do still have some good hitters coming up here. This is this is Jake Goody, Luke's younger brother. He's a starting center fielder for Homestead today. He's batting .361 on the year, and he's got 19 RBIs. He leads the team in that category. Now, by all accounts, Luke Goody, though he suffered that injury during his sophomore year at Illinois, sounds like he's recovering well and is probably planning on getting back out on the court in time for the upcoming season. Of course, Luke Goody helped lead Homestead to a sectional championship in basketball in 2021. That was at Columbia City. Jake takes one on the corner. Jake Goody has hit 3 home runs this year. One of those came at Northrop on the road. Spartans won that one, though Northrop does have an improved team this year under first-year head coach Austin Mannon. Up and away, and that's the first pitch that has missed the strike zone from Harrell on this at-bat. Jake Goody, Brady Minnick, and Mason Weaver set to come to the plate for Homestead here in the second inning. And Goody lifts that one into left center field. That's traveling a long way, and it is down right along the fence. And Goody pulls in with a double. First hit of the game for Homestead, and Goody absolutely drilled that one. And now Homestead does have a runner in scoring position, and we'll hope that after this next pitch, we can show you that last hit on our Traction AP replay. Gaps look pretty big here at Forest Glen Park in Huntington. Kind of reminds me of Old Turner Field in Atlanta. First pitch swinging, and Minnick will send that one out of play. And here's another look at that double. Goody drove this the other way to left center field, and I'll give you a look at where it lands. It looked like this one landed right on the warning track, either that or just short of it. But again, that traveled a long way out to the gap in left center field. Count is 0-1 on Minnick. Minnick almost had an RBI against Huntington North. It was Jake Goody who was on second, but he got thrown out going back to second. But Minnick ripped that ball up the middle. And to set that record straight, Goody was going from first to second, and he tried to turn for third, but came back and got tagged out on his way back before Caleb Bradford could come home. Or before Alex Graber could come home, rather. 3-1 the count here to Minnick. Now with a 3-1 count, I wouldn't guess that Nick Biles is going to give him the take sign. He might. But Minnick's a guy hitting .362 on the year. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets the green light, and there's your green light, but he fouls it off. That one actually ricocheted off a tree. Came back to the dugout. On the third base side, there's a hill right across from a creek. Did he swing? They're calling it a foul ball, so Minnick's still alive. Now the downside for Homestead is that means Goody's got to go back to second, but he's still in scoring position. I said, did he swing? The question is, did he make contact? And the answer is yes. Goody led it off with a double. Minnick's trying to at least move him. Laces it to left center field. It hangs in the air, and it's going to be caught. Cody Jenkins with the catch. A sliding grab by Jenkins to keep Goody at second.
Stepping to the plate for the Spartans will be their pitcher, number 10.
Boy, Minnick ripped that ball, but it hung in the air long enough for Jenkins to make the catch. And now Mason Weaver, the starting pitcher, will look to help his own cause. On the mound, he's got 3 strikeouts. Mason Weaver has had 1 at bat up to this point in this tournament, and it was on Saturday, and he hit the ball well in that at bat, but he ended up lining out to center. Weaver's hitting .289 on the season. He's got 11 RBIs. Not an everyday starter at the plate, but when he's at the plate, he can produce. And he lifts this one into left center field. That's going a long way. Back is Jenkins. Oh, a collision in left center. And Goody's going to make the turn and come home. He will score. Homestead takes a 1-0 lead. And Weaver does indeed help his own cause. He's at third. Both Jenkins and Yoder had a chance at that ball. It's going to be ruled a hit. An RBI triple for Mason Weaver. And he remains at third with just 1 out. Justin Goskowicz coming to the plate for Homestead. Goskowicz is the 8-hole hitter, but he's batting .298 on the year with 9 RBIs, and he's got a duck on the pond right here. And by the way, the 9-hole hitter's no slouch either. We'll talk more about him when we get to that at bat, but Goskowicz takes upstairs on this one. Down and away to Goskowicz. Well, early on, the problem for Evan Harrell was finding the strike zone, but now Homestead has started to drive the ball as we know they can. Jake Goody started it off with a double. This one's popped up. It'll stay on the infield. Sandoval camps under it, and he makes the catch. Weaver was bluffing it going home. He chooses to stay at third. You don't often see a runner tag and score on a pop-up like that. Well, here is Luke Rhea. He is the 9-hole hitter today, but he's batting .333 on the season, and he's got 9 RBIs. Rhea's a sophomore. You would imagine that his at-bats would increase in the coming seasons. That just catches the corner for a called strike. Slap foul off the mesh. Spartans are down to their last strike here in the second inning. Not for the game, of course. They've got the 1-0 lead. And so far, 1 run would have been enough in either of Homestead's 2 games. They've shut out both Columbia City and Huntington North. They got 5 runs against Columbia City, though. Yo, 2 to Rhea, down and away. Good stop, though, by the catcher, McGinnis. Evan Harrell trying to limit the damage. Luke Rhea making his first at-bat of this sectional tournament. He grounds that one to short, and it hops off the shortstop Hapner's leg. Another run comes home. It was a hard hit ball. We'll see if they rule it as a hit or an error. Probably a hit, and it will be a hit. The 9-hole hitter cashes in for Homestead. Luke Rhea, an RBI single in his first at-bat of this sectional tournament. And it's 2 runs here in the second for Homestead as Caleb Bradford will stand in. And if you're Evan Harrell, you're dealing with some more dangerous hitters. Bradford hitting .304, and he finds a soft spot. He pulls it into right field. Rhea's going to turn and go to third. The throw is not in time, and into second comes Bradford. They called him safe. I don't know. I thought they got him looking at that one. That was a risky move there by Bradford. He's already been picked off today. We'll take another look at this. Definitely a good job. Bradford finding the soft spot there, pulling the ball to the right, recognizing the first baseman's holding the runner. But let's look at this throw. Apologies, you can't see it from there, but it sure looked, watching it live, that Bradford was out, but he was ruled safe. That's the 4th hit this inning for Homestead. So now with Rhea at third and Bradford at second, Alex Graber will come to the plate. He walked his last time up, and now he's got runners on second and third. That first pitch is down and away to Graber. Graber had a triple against Columbia City and an RBI single for the only run of the game against Huntington North. This ball is scalded to deep left field. Back it goes. It is caught just shy of the warning track. Cody Jenkins runs it down. But it's a 2-run inning for Homestead. They lead it as we go to the third. You're watching sectional baseball from Huntington here on IHSAATV.org. It is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
We go to the top of the third. Homestead gets 2 runs. An RBI double by Mason Weaver, and Luke Rhea in his first at-bat of this sectional tournament gets an RBI single. It was a hot shot off of Aiden Hapner. Southside will send the bottom third of their order to the plate. Cody Jenkins, who caught 2 of the 3 outs for Southside in the bottom of that second inning, including that deep fly ball by Alex Graber. He's going to put down a bunt here, but it's foul. And not only did he catch that deep fly ball by Graber, he also made a sliding catch to rob Brady Minnick of what would have been an RBI hit, probably an RBI double. Now, Graber absolutely scalded this last ball that he hit, a hit that is probably gone in most high school ballparks. Of course, we're at a college ballpark, so the dimension's bound to be a little bit different. Swing and a miss, 0-2. That one just missed. We'll give you another look at this fly ball and catch. It happened moments ago. Graber absolutely launched that one, but just on the edge of the warning track, Jenkins was able to track it down. Well, this last one almost hit him. I heard somebody say, wear it. Well, he didn't wear it, but he'll get himself another chance at potentially a base hit. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Weaver gets his 4th strikeout of the ball game. Now here's Dalen Harris, who did not start on Saturday against Wayne. He did have 1 at bat before David Sandoval re-entered. Today Harris is batting in Sandoval's stead. He's a .208 hitter on the season. He's a sophomore who's driven in 9 RBIs, but right now he's looking to give the Archers a base runner. That one caught the corner, make it 1-2. On the ground, up the middle, fielded at short. The throw to first is in time. Luke Neiswanger gets to it. Bradford try as he might, couldn't make the stop, but Neiswanger backed him up. Well, it was Alex Graber making all the great defensive plays on Saturday against Huntington North, but this time Luke Neiswanger backing up his second baseman, and we'll show it to you here in a second. First, Jaden Yoder at the plate. Well, here is a look at our Traction AP replay. Looked like Harris had put this ball in a good spot, but Neiswanger with some good range. And Caleb Bradford will be high-fiving him on the way to the dugout. Even if Southside manages to get a run this inning. That's popped up and out of play. Jaden Yoder, a .205 hitter. He's got 6 RBIs this season. He's the only Southside Archer to hit a home run as that ball rolls to the Southside dugout. Obviously in different ballparks. not only are the dimensions different, but where the home dugout is also different. Here at Huntington, the home dugout is on the third base line. At Parkview Field in Fort Wayne, it's on the first base line. At Snyder's Holly Field, it's also on the first base line. Now at Homestead, home dugout's on the third base line. 3-2 count here to Jaden Yoder. Trying to get Southside a base runner before this inning ends. And he will. Weaver had him at 0-2. But he ends up walking him in the end. Aiden Hapner's coming up with a man on. He's a leading run producer for this Southside team. He's got 15 RBIs this year. First pitch strike. Looked like Weaver took a little something off of that one. Breaking ball. That one catches the inside corner. I've talked about how Weaver can throw some heat, but he's not fully reliant on the fastball. He can use a curveball. He can use a changeup. And use them to his advantage. There goes the runner. It's popped up. Yoder doesn't see it. That looks like it's still, or it looked initially like it was still in play, but it will land out of play. That looked like it was going straight up. For a little while it was. The downside, if you're a Southside fan, is Yoder's got to go back to first. The upside is the inning's not over yet. That's tipped foul. Yoder again was taken off. Hapner got a piece of it. And the inning continues. Drew Pancake is on deck for the Archers. Just missed. Weaver went with the fastball there, and he was trying to paint the corner. Or at the very least, trying to get Hapner to chase something outside. That one hits him. That'll send up Drew Pancake. Well, I think we can say this. Mason Weaver had a perfect game going through 3 2/3 innings. That perfect game is no more. He's walked Jaden Yoder and hit Aiden Hapner. And now Drew Pancake with a chance to get Southside on the board. Swing and a miss. That was some high heat. Weaver struck out 4 so far in 3 2/3. That's on the ground to second. That's Bradford. He'll go the short way and get the out at second. A fielder's choice to end it. Homestead maintains their 2-0 lead, and, well, in the end, Bradford and Niswonger probably high-fiving each other anyway on their way back to the dugout after Niswonger backed up Bradford with that nice play earlier this inning. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Sectional Baseball on IHSAATV.org. It is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
2-0 Homestead. Southside able to get runners of first and second and break up the perfect game there in the top of the third. However, Homestead strands those runners. Caleb Bradford with a little put out to short to Luke Neiswanger, and that's after Neiswanger backed up Bradford earlier the inning to get the second out on a ground ball and a well-hit one by David Sandoval. It's the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming to the plate for Homestead here in the bottom of the third. Bryce Yoder almost got hit by that pitch. He'll be followed by Logan Tuttle and Jake Goody. Southside has played 1 game so far this tournament. Homestead's played 2. Southside has outscored Homestead so far. Southside with 11 runs against Wayne on Saturday. Homestead with 5 against Columbia City on Wednesday. Just 1 against Huntington North on Saturday. Now that's 2 of the better teams in a very competitive Northeast 8 conference that Homestead was taking on. Huntington North, of course, champions of the NE8. Columbia City only 3 and 4 in conference play, but they were 19 and 8 overall. And by the way, DeKalb, who beat Snyder earlier today to claim the Carroll Sectional Championship, is also part of that NE8. Yoder lifts that one down the right field line. How far is it flying? It's off the pole. It's gone. Touch 'em all, Bryce Yoder. Bryce Yoder, who hit a home run in this very ballpark 2 years ago. His first home run of the 2021 season. Comes up with one here in sectionals to make it 3-0. In just a second, we'll give you another look at this on our Traction AP replay. Bryce Yoder with the first home run, actually the second home run of this tournament. The first one to actually leave the yard, though. Logan Tuttle, who's at the plate right now, hit an inside the park homer. And here's a look at Yoder's long ball. And he absolutely launched this down the right field line. And if you can see it, you can't because of the pole, but that did hit off the upper portion of that foul pole. And now Tuttle lifts this one into right field, but this one's playable. And it's going to be caught by Theo Pancake. That'll send Jake Goody to the plate as Homestead leads it 3-0. Goody led off the bottom of the second with a double and came around to score on Mason Weaver's line drive. It was a line drive that was playable out in left center field, but a little miscommunication between Cody Jenkins and Jaden Yoder allowed that ball to drop. This one's ripped the other way. That's getting down in no man's land. And it might be extra bases. They were playing Goody to pull, and Goody just made him pay. Jake Goody with back-to-back doubles. That's called hitting them where they ain't. After this next pitch, we'll show you this replay, and maybe it'll give you an idea of just how much room Goody had on that left side. Now, of course, Jenkins was not playing all the way into left center field, but he had given him enough space down that right field line that Goody could slap a double down there. Here's Brady Minnick. He had a well-hit ball his last time up, and he'll get hit this time. But here is another look at that Traction AP replay as Goody places one down the left field line. Yeah, Jenkins definitely not playing him to pull as Goody dropped it right down the line.
Now batting for Homestead, the pitcher, number 10, Mason Weaver.
Mason Weaver will stand in. He's had 2 at-bats this game, and he's hit them well both times. I should say 2 at-bats this tournament. One against Huntington North, and the other one today. Was not in the starting lineup on Wednesday when he started on the mound against Columbia City. On the mound today, Weaver has 4 strikeouts. They look back to second, nobody there to cover. Off the plate. Bryce Yoder's solo home run started the scoring for Homestead here in the third. They're looking to add to it. But we'll see if Weaver gets the green light here. He's hit the ball well, but a walk could load the bases for Justin Goskowitz. Well, he takes that one, 3-1. Breaking ball upstairs, that's ball 4. So now Goskowitz, the number 8 hitter, will come to the plate as we'll get a courtesy runner in for Weaver. I think that's number 9, Brett Fox.
Courtesy runner at first base, number 9, Brett Fox.
He's been a courtesy runner already today for Bryce Yoder after he walked back in the first. And again, it was Bryce Yoder who led off this inning with a home run. That's the only damage so far, but if Goskowitz can either get a base hit, line drive to the outfield, or walk his way to first, that home run won't be the only damage. We shall see. Got to believe he's at least looking to elevate this over the infield, and he does, but it's popped up. Is it playable? It drops, but it's foul. It was playable. Sandoval and Pancake ranging over to it. Could not get there. Sandoval had to reach over his shoulder to make that catch. If you can have a say hey Willie moment from second base, Sandoval almost did. Evan Harrell trying to get out of a jam. Swing and a miss. That'll help. Like he took something off of that one. To the count on Goskowitz. Grounds that one to short. They'll get the out at second. The relay to first. Not in time. And the throw's high. 1-1's already in. Make it 2 runs. Goody and Minnick both score.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 23, Luke Rios.
Goskowitz will probably get credit for an RBI there on the first run, as he had the throw to first beat. Meanwhile, we've got a 1-0 count to Luke Rhea, who's already got an RBI single in this game. A good hustle there by Goskowitz as this ball's in the dirt. Rhea had a hard hit ball to short his last time up. He takes that one downstairs. A 3-run inning. It started with the Bryce Yoder solo home run off the pole in right field. That's ball 4 to Rhea. He's aboard for the second time. Caleb Bradford, the leadoff hitter, comes to the plate. He's officially 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch, but also singled back in the second inning. And he's got a chance to add to the lead for Homestead here with runners on first and second. Oh, he rips that one to right field. It's down beyond the reach of Theo Pancake. And coming home is Goskowitz. In right behind him is Rhea. 7-0 lead for the Spartans. And it's a 2-run double for Bradford. As Rhea no doubt running on contact there. Is able to get home because of that as Alex Graber now stands in. Graber pokes that one into center and it's down. Running on contact was Bradford and he scores 8-0. Alex Graber cashes in. And that's after Graber scalded one to deep left field that was caught by Jenkins. This time, not quite as hard, but it's enough for an RBI. An 8-0 lead, and it looks like Southside is going to make a pitching change. Evan Harrell looks like he's going to move to third base, and I believe that's Hapner on the pitch and relief. More on the pitching change when we return.
Sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Well, Alex Graber, who absolutely scalded one his last time up, only to have it caught by Cody Jenkins. This time, more of a soft poke, but it's enough for a 2-out RBI single. We'll show it to you right here on our Traction AP replay. Pops that one into shallow center, and it's good enough to get home a run to add to the lead for Homestead. And for the second time in as many days, Alex Graber has driven home a run. And now here's the man who started this inning, Bryce Yoder. Led it off with a solo home run off the right field foul pole. He starts out ahead in the count at 1-0. Takes a breaking ball downstairs. Three and 0. Pitch on the way, and Yoder will take that one on the corner. The home run that Yoder hit this inning was his second of the year, first of this postseason. Now, Homestead played 2 games here in 2021, 2 doubleheaders actually, one against Hamilton Southeastern, one against Snyder, and I know in one of those doubleheaders, Yoder went yard. I think it was against Snyder when that happened. As Yoder walks with 2 down, he's the first man to bat twice this inning. And it will send Logan Tuttle to the plate. He's 0 for 1 so far, but he's got runners on first and second. It's a 6-run third inning for Sparty. Tuttle's 0 for 2 so far. He's struck out and popped out to right. Takes a called strike here on a breaking ball. This is Drew Pancake, by the way, who's in to pitch. Taking over in relief of Evan Harrell. Moving over from third base. Harrell moves over to third in Pancake's stead. Well hit into center field, but playable as Jaden Yoder tracks it back and makes the catch. But Homestead puts up 6 runs here in the bottom of the third. They lead at 8-0 as we go to the fourth. You're watching high school sectional baseball on IHSATV.org. It's brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAFoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Homestead leads at 8-0. They just put up 6 runs in the bottom of the third inning. It all started with Bryce Yoder's solo home run, his second homer of the season. Mason Weaver didn't necessarily get to rest during that inning. He did have to come to the plate, but he's back on the mound with 4 strikeouts in the game. That's taken for a called strike, 0-2. Weaver threw a complete game shutout back on Wednesday night against Columbia City. Only allowed one hit in that game. That was James Betts who got the knock. It was an infield single, but Betts was taken off the base paths thanks to a double play that same inning. 0-2 on the way, and looked like Weaver was trying to get Jackson McGinnis to chase there, but McGinnis holds up. That one's laced but foul. That's in there for a called strike. Weaver gets his fifth.
Now batting the right fielder, number 3, Theo Pancake.
Theo Pancake, the batter, with a swing and a miss right over that breaking ball. I've mentioned that it's been a variety of pitches that Weaver has used. Went with the curveball that time. Also, we've seen him have success with the fastball. I believe he's even seen him had success with a changeup, too. He's out ahead 0-1 in this count is. It's Pancake with a fastball that time. Swing and a miss. Make it back-to-back strikeouts for Mason Weaver. 6 for the ball game.
Now batting number 12, Evan Harl.
Evan Harl, who was the starting pitcher, lifts this one to the left side. Graber backtracking. He's got it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. A couple of strikeouts for Weaver. And then Graber fields the pop-up to end it. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth with Homestead leading 8-0 on this broadcast of sectional baseball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
We go to the bottom of the fourth. Homestead with an 8-0 lead over Southside. They put up 6 runs in the bottom of the third. 2 of their batters came to the plate twice. Those were Bryce Yoder and Logan Tuttle. So it'll be Jake Goody to lead things off here in the fourth. Goody is 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles. He's also scored a pair of runs. Drew Pancake out there for his second inning of work. Technically, he's pitched a third of an inning so far after coming on in relief of Evan Harl. And that one is well outside. Jake Goody's a guy who's got plenty of power. He leads the team in RBIs this year with 19. Comes into this tournament with 3 home runs. He lifts this one into center field. Looks to be playable. Now Yoder coming on, and he's going to make the catch. That'll send Brady Minnick to the plate. Well, Minnick had a well-hit ball his first time up. It was a line drive out to left field, but Cody Jenkins was able to track it down and make the catch. Starts out ahead in this count. 2-0. Minnick coming into this game batting .362, and he takes one on the corner here for a called strike. He nearly had an RBI single back on Saturday, but that was erased. A well-hit ball up the middle. But Jake Goody got thrown out on his way back to second. Counts 3-1 here on Minnick. Minnick pops that one up, heading toward the dugout. It'll go further than that. Nope, it goes right on top of the dugout. Minnick still alive in the count, but now 3-2. He's set to be followed by Mason Weaver, who's thrown 6 strikeouts this ball game for Homestead. They're set to face, the winner of this game is set to face DeKalb in regionals this coming Saturday. DeKalb won the Carroll sectional today, knocking off Snyder. Final score of 3-2. Line drive, left center field. Jenkins got it. Cody Jenkins tracks down another well-hit ball. And Brady Minnick's been hitting it well, but Cody Jenkins has done his job in left field as Mason Weaver will head to the plate. Mason Weaver has driven in the first run of the game. That was with a fly ball to left center field. Did not get a hit out of it because Jenkins and Jaden Yoder both had a chance to make the play and ended up colliding with each other. This one's laced, but foul. Any further to the left, that might have been off the left field pole. That's 320 down that left field line. Here's the 0-2 to Weaver. He takes that one inside, ball 1. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away. McGinnis tracks it down, but Weaver will be safe. It'll count as a strikeout for Drew Pancake, but Weaver takes his base on the wild pitch. And I believe that's Brett Fox who's going to pinch run for Weaver. Justin Goskowitz, the batter now with 2 down and 1 on. Oh, Fox slipped and fell. He's got to get back. He does. Fox was going for the steal. Slipped and fell on that turf. I'm not sure if that's what caused it. I mean, running on dirt can have some of its own challenges. You can get to some uneven spots on the diamond. Throw back, and Fox is in. This one's lifted, shallow right center. Theo Pancake comes in and makes the catch to end the inning. A scoreless frame. Homestead still leads it 8-0. We'll go to the 5th. After this, you're watching high school sectional baseball on IHSAA.org. It's brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Well, we've got a chance. We'll go ahead and get in another word from some of our sponsors here on SummitCitySports.com. Are you ready to do what it takes to put your past behind you, whether it's expunging your criminal record or helping you to get your driver's license reinstated? Jolly Law Firm is your answer. You can contact Attorney David Jolly at attorneydavidjolly@msn.com or over the phone at 260-426-0242. And ain't nothing lead for Homestead. They got 2 runs in the second, 6 in the third. Only 1 base runner there in the 4th, and they were held scoreless in that inning. Here's Kason Harrell to lead things off against Mason Weaver. Weaver with 6 strikeouts in the ball game so far. He's been tough to hit on both of the 2 occasions he's pitched this tournament. Starts off with the first pitch strike on the fastball to Harrell. We're in the top of the 5th as Homestead has the lead 8-0. They lost to Southside in the sectional championship in 2018 and 2019, but off to a good start today. And Homestead pitching has been tough to hit, whether it's been Mason Weaver or Logan Wilson, as Weaver gets the strikeout there, getting Kason Harrell to chase. Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Southside. This is Keegan Combs. Combs, a junior. You might recognize him from the Southside basketball team as well. Multi-sport athlete for the Archers. A swing and a miss. Keegan Combs and then Dalen Harris set to hit next, and he is in the on-deck circle. And Weaver starting it with back-to-back strikes. He just got Harrell on 3 pitches moments ago. And he just did the same thing to Combs. That'll send Dalen Harris to the plate. 8 strikeouts for Mason Weaver. And so far, 4 2/3 innings pitched. Got word earlier that he was at 51 pitches coming into this inning. Swing and a miss. Might have been a slider that time. Well, it looked like it had some dip to it as Harris went for the swing. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Got him on the corner, 0-2. We might see something remarkable on this next pitch, and I believe we just did. By my count, that's a 9-pitch inning, 3 straight strikeouts for Mason Weaver.
Weaver strikes out the side in the top of the 5th.
9 pitches, all strikes to get the 3 strikeouts. And we'll go to the bottom of the fifth with Homestead leading 8-0 here on IHSAATV.org. This sectional baseball broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Well, another quick word from our sponsors before we go any further. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home and business, a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. Well, Mason Weaver coming off a 9-pitch inning where he struck out the side. Now, him striking out the side has happened a few times this game. Happened a few times this tournament, at least. But to finish off an inning where every pitch you throw is a strike, that is pretty remarkable. And Weaver has just done that. He's got 9 strikeouts for this game. Luke Rhea pops that one up, and he fouls it off. Luke Rhea 1 for 1 with an RBI single. It was a hot shot that skipped off of Aiden Hapner and allowed a run to score to make it 2-0 in Homestead's favor. This one's laced the other way, but it's playable and caught. Theo Pancake runs it down in right field. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. This is number 13, Hunter Waugh. Now, he's a senior, and Waugh, in a doubleheader against Snyder earlier this year, hit a grand slam. I believe that was his first homer of the year. Homestead went on to sweep the Panthers in that doubleheader. A big sweep that was. The Panthers were co-champions of the SAC this year, along with Bishop Dwenger. Now, Dwenger's already been eliminated by Leo, and Dwenger's got a great baseball program, and they have for a while under head coach Jason Garrett. But you could say a similar thing about Leo and Gary Rogers. He's been at it for a long time with the Lions, and they're basically a thorn in the Saints' side when it comes playoff time. Hunter Waugh is batting .400 on the year, though he's not an everyday starter. He's got 19 plate appearances. That one missed on the corner. Kick in the 3-1 from Pancake, and that almost hit him, doesn't matter. Waugh draws the walk.
Now batting the 13, number 5, Alex Graber.
So here's Alex Graber. And he takes one for a ball. (1-0) down and away to Graber. Graber has an RBI single in this game, and Back in the second inning, he absolutely scalded one to left field, only to have it caught. This one's hit hard, but right at Aiden Hapner. He'll flip to second for one. The relay's not in time. Hapner's able to get the lead runner, but Graber keeps the inning going. That'll send Bryce Yoder to the plate. Yoder has a solo home run in this ball game. That started off the 6-run third that Homestead used to build up this 8-0 lead. He's also walked twice. It's a breaking ball on the outside corner for a called strike. I believe it was against Snyder 2 years ago when Yoder hit his first home run of the 2021 season. As Waugh takes off, that's a high throw into center field. Waugh and Hapner got tangled up there. Well, Hunter's safe at second. Probably would have loved to go to third, but I think not only did he get tangled up with Hapner, I don't think he saw it in time. Count to Yoder, meanwhile, is 1-1. That one runs in on him, 2-1. If Yoder were to reach base, Logan Tuttle would be the next hitter. I've already had one pinch hitter this inning, though. I think that is still Tuttle, though, in the on-deck circle. This one's ripped, but it's foul. Where that one went, that would have been a ground rule double had it been fair. Should say that would have been a ground rule double had there been more fair territory over there. Well, just hopped off that gravel warning track over the fence. 2-2 the count to Yoder. Takes that one downstairs. I guess one of the fans who said, nice pitch, Drew. Drew Pancake trying to finish off a scoreless inning. This one's lifted right field, and that one is going to drop right on the warning track, and in to score on the double is Hunter Waugh. Bryce Yoder cashes in again. A solo homer and then an RBI double by Yoder. I think we might have a courtesy runner here. Sounds like it's Johnny Ankenbrook. Indeed, it is Ankenbrook. As Logan Tuttle stands in, a chance with a runner in scoring position for Tut. Tut had an inside-the-park home run against Columbia City back on Wednesday night. When is his third homer of the year? Now he's hitless so far in this game, as that one was caught by McGinnis. Ankenbrook not going off to third. That's on the corner. Well, we'll go ahead and give you another look at our latest replay. This is Bryce Yoder's RBI double, and he hung that one in the air for a while, and it looked like for a second Theo Pancake might have a shot at it, but not always easy to read. This one's pounded to the left side. That's gloved at short. Throw to first, gets away. And in to score is Johnny Ankenbrook. Oh, nope, that's Brett Fox. That is Brett Fox who scores the run, and it's 10-0 Homestead. And that's going to be the ball game. We're in the bottom of the fifth, and the rule is, You score 10 runs after 5, and the game's over, and Homestead being the home team. That 10th run is going to be the final. Homestead wins the ball game, and they are moving on to regionals.
Homestead Spartans victorious here this afternoon.
Homestead wins it 10-0 over Southside on Memorial Day to win the sectional championship here at Huntington, and they will head on to regionals, likely to take on DeKalb. We don't yet know the location of that regional yet. I imagine we'll find out either later today or early in the week, but the Homestead Spartans will celebrate a sectional championship over the Southside Archers. Well, stick around. We'll hope to be joined by head coach Nick Bile in just a matter of moments. We'll see if we can't get him. You are watching high school sectional baseball on IHSAATV.org. It's brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds.
Well, of course, hate to cut that short, as you just saw Ayanna Patterson, a Homestead graduate, but her alma mater is a champion in sectional baseball this year. The Homestead Spartans get to hoist the trophy just a moments ago. I'll take some pictures, and the guys will celebrate as Homestead wins a third straight sectional championship. They beat Wayne last year. They beat Columbia City the year before in the championship, and today they beat Southside, a team that had beaten them 2 years in a row back in 2018 and 2019. This time Homestead gets the better of them, winning 10-0 in 5 innings. And we will hope to hear from head coach Nick Bile in just a matter of moments. You are watching high school sectional baseball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. a journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then, too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier, too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with Gym Rat's basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the EDGE program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Yo, what's going on? It's Antoine Taylor with Matrix QB. I'm so excited to announce our new book, The Quarterback Toolshed, strictly designed to help you slow the game down so that you can speed up. Whether you're a parent, a coach, or a player, it's jam-packed with information. We're going to help you slow the game down by giving you a mental processor so that you can speed up. This resource has all the things you need, from reading the defense, passing mechanics, pre-snap filters, coverage ID, and much, much more. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see you on the inside.
How can we help you see today? At A&J Optical, we offer frames for the entire family: Nike, MCM, Timberland, Victoria's Secret, Tom Ford, Clear Eye View, Ray-Ban, Guess, and our own A&J Optical line. We accept most insurance: Davis Vision, iMed, Anthem, United Health, Medicare, and Medicaid. We are located at 3629 North Clinton Street, right next door to Wood & Nickel.
A&J Optical.
Well, welcome back. The plan is to hear from head coach Nick Bile and also from today's starting pitcher Mason Weaver, who ended up throwing a no-hitter in the end. 5 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts. That was enough for Weaver to get the strikeout. So Mason Weaver is going to be our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game. 2 shutouts in a span of the last 2 games that he's pitched, by the way, but more so over the last 6 days, you might say. 4 days rest after the win over Columbia City, and then today he gets the shutout in 5 innings, throws 9 strikeouts. Mason Weaver has been almost unhittable throughout this entire tournament. He's given up a grand total of just 1 hit. Mason Weaver, your Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game for today. It's also worth mentioning, though, Logan Wilson threw a complete game shutout against Huntington North as Homestead won that game 1-0 back on Saturday. Now today, it was a great hitting effort by Homestead. Jake Goody gets a couple of hits, scores a couple of runs. 2 doubles, in fact, for Jake Goody. Alex Graber, an RBI single. He actually absolutely scalded the ball on a drive to left field. Unfortunately, did not land for a hit. But also, Bryce Yoder, 2 RBIs, a solo home run, and he also gets an RBI double to cap it off. And I think head coach Nick Bile is about to head his way up here. Yep, he's just walking up the steps, and we'll get to talk to him in just a second as he wins his 3rd consecutive sectional title with the Homestead Spartans. Well, we are joined by head coach Nick Bile. Coach, thanks for joining us. First of all, congratulations on the sectional championship, 3rd in a row for Homestead. How pleased are you with the performance this past week?
Yeah, our pitchers have been phenomenal. They've given us a chance in each of the games. Came through with some timely hitting, but defense have been pretty solid. So just happy for the guys.
Now, Mason Weaver, obviously, we've got to tip the cap to him. 2 shutouts in 2 games pitched, 5 innings today, but he gets to 9 strikeouts, doesn't give up a hit. How impressed were you with Mason's performance?
Yeah, last Wednesday and today, Mason's just been phenomenal. And you can credit our catcher, too, Bryce Yoder, makes him feel comfortable behind the plate. And he's just throwing a lot of strikes. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Compete, make the other team beat you, don't beat yourself. And Mason's got good enough stuff to win.
Well, we'll be talking about Bryce Yoder here in just a second, what he did at the plate today, but also got to tip the cap to Logan Wilson, who took the mound on Saturday, throws a shutout, complete game shutout, 14 strikeouts against a really good Huntington North team. How valuable is it to know that you've got multiple guys in this rotation, including Logan, to help you win ball games?
Yeah, pitching depth has been one of our strengths this year, and having multiple guys who can come out and help us on each day allows us to compete. And when our offense isn't quite producing enough, those guys are there to keep us in games, and they've been phenomenal. Logan was just outstanding on Saturday. Huntington North's pitcher, March, was outstanding as well. So we needed everything we could get from Logan to give us that game on Saturday.
A lot of guys contributed as far as hitting was concerned today. Bryce Yoder, home run, RBI double. Alex Graber drives in an RBI. Jake Goody, a couple of hits. How pleased are you with those guys and what they did at the plate?
Yeah, that's what we need. It was great to see a couple seniors step up in a big moment, a championship moment, and produce for us. Alex Graber's been great for us all year as well, and it's just nice to see guys contribute in the big moment, and you overcome some of the mistakes here and there, and when we put the ball in play and put pressure on the other team, usually some good things will happen.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you're set to play DeKalb in the first round of regionals this coming Saturday with them beating Snyder today. How much of a challenge do you expect from DeKalb when that game comes around?
DeKalb's a great team. No matter at this point in the tournament, everybody's earning their spot and moving on. And DeKalb, we've got a chance to play them and had a really good game with them early this year and went to extra innings. So we know that they're a great team and they're going to be ready. So we've got our work cut out for us.
Coach Nick Bile joins us today. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
Third consecutive sectional championship for head coach Nick Bile as the Homestead Spartans win this one 10-0 over Southside, and that's after taking down two quality opponents, two very good opponents from the Northeast 8 Conference, Columbia City on Wednesday and Huntington North on Saturday. Now, in a little bit, we do plan to be joined by Mason Weaver, today's starting pitcher and the winning pitcher of this particular game. In the meantime, we'll take you to a quick break. You're watching High School Sectional Baseball on IHSAA.org. It is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAFoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Well, Homestead a winner 10-0 over Southside today. They win their third consecutive sectional baseball championship. A quick word from some of our sponsors. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Our players are equipped with elite level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport 1 Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral needed, saving you time and money. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more. Well, again, the winning pitcher for today is Mason Weaver, and I believe that's him making his way up here. He's got to make his way around a lot of folks that are leaving. That's just the way it is when you're trying to work your way through a crowd. Obviously, he would have been celebrating down there with his teammates, probably talking with some of the local news here in the area. But Mason Weaver, two outstanding performances on the mound. He wins twice, including today. Sectional championship game against Southside, also had that complete game shutout against Columbia City. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching Sectional Baseball on IHSAATV.org. It's brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
We are back here at Forest Glen Park, and joining us now is the winning pitcher from both today's game and Wednesday's game against Columbia City. It is Mason Weaver. Mason, thanks for joining me. First of all, congratulations on the championship. How happy are you that you just captured a sectional title?
It's a great feeling. Looking out here, come out here every year and just play our best game and win a sectional title is always a good feeling to win.
Now, obviously, Wednesday night you had the complete game shutout, 1 hit, 16 strikeouts. Today it was 9 strikeouts, 5 innings, another complete game shutout. What's going through your mind right now? Are you tired, relieved, happy, impressed with you? What's going through your mind right now?
I'm definitely happy. I'm happy with how we've played, and content with how I took it pitch by pitch and worked with my catcher and my team to put out some good games.
Now, in those 4 days between Wednesday and today, obviously you got to rest up, have that one at bat on Saturday, and Logan Wilson throws that complete game against Huntington North. How pleased are you to have a guy like Logan in the rotation along with you?
I mean, it's more than just Logan. Through top through bottom, our pitching rotation is really strong, and obviously any guy we throw out there we trust a lot. And Logan's a dog, and he'll put out a great game every time.
Now, you had a number of pitches working today, it seemed like. The fastball, the curveball looked like you even used the changeup, and we even saw some of that on Wednesday. How impressed were you with your ability to mix in different pitches?
Well, honestly, it's just all trust in my catcher, and he knows what to pitch to call, and I know I can throw it and he'll block it wherever, so mixing it up is a simple thing with him.
Obviously, that's Bryce Yoder, and he contributed behind the dish, but also at the dish today. How pleased were you to see him, first of all, get that home run and also add some insurance with that double in the fifth?
It's always great to watch the ball fly like that, and Bryce is a good hitter. The whole team is filled with some great hitters, and it's just awesome to get that insurance when you're pitching.
You'll get DeKalb in regionals on Saturday. They beat Snyder earlier today. How much of a challenge do you expect from DeKalb when regionals comes around?
That'll be a great game. I think we went maybe 10, 12 innings with DeKalb earlier in the season, so it'll definitely be a dogfight, and we'll just go out there and play our best game, and hopefully they bring theirs, and we'll have a good game.
Mason Weaver joining us. Thanks, Mason.
Thank you.
2 shutout performances on the mound this week for Mason Weaver, and Homestead captures a sectional championship here at Huntington. They are off to regionals, and we are off for today as well. 2 cameramen joining us today, switching places for Cordell Humbarger and Josh Butts. I'm Thad Goff saying so long from here at Huntington University. This has been high school sectional baseball on IHSAATV.org, and it is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.